Hello, and for anyone who has gone to our website this week to look for our amazing webcast and have not seen it, I hope that I have not lost your interest totally. I have a very good excuse. Scott, who is my partner and husband, was very sick and was in the hospital. And if you're wondering, he is out. He was actually discharged this morning. I think the nurses had had enough of him, but he is doing wonderfully well, is on the mend. In fact, he is showing 2 houses today to celebrate his being out of the hospital. And I did think this week about recording webcast in the hospital, but I thought that I might seem a little disconnected, sterile, and cold if I were taping videos while my sick husband was there and you could see like the IV and everything in the background. It just seemed socially inappropriate, so I didn't. But if you've been checking Twitter, interest rates, I've noted this week, have been steady at 4.2, which is still great, but at 4.2, and I hope maybe this week they'll drop to 4.1, 4%. I don't know. They've been so good, but they have been steady this week. That's all I wanted to say. I have put that on Twitter because that's the only thing I've updated. Also, wanted to thank everyone who came out for Ronnie Blakely's benefit yesterday at Applebee's. It was a huge success, and I do want to say that whenever a community bands and comes together, you can accomplish anything. We decided probably a week and a half, 2 weeks beforehand to do this, and everyone said it's too close to holidays, you're not giving enough notice, gave me every reason this could not be successful in the period of time we had, and Applebee's said it is the best turnout they have ever seen for a benefit, and I think that is specifically because so many people came together, they rallied, we supported one another in a big way. In particular, a lot of my friends and people who work at the office, because I had this great idea that we would all work together, and then this week with Scott not doing so well, I kind of bailed on them, and they all picked up my slack, took care of things, and it was still a major success. So that just shows you what people can do when they get together. So thank you for everyone who helped support it and everyone who came, because without the people who came and bought tickets, it wouldn't have been anything at all. Also, there's an article on our Twitter post that I just put up a little while ago. Wanted to let you guys know that inventory is on the decline for the first time in 28 years for the month of October and through November. And that's good for a couple of reasons. One, historically, this is always a slow time of year where properties tend to accrue just because, people are buying, Christmas presents and going to Thanksgiving dinners and not really thinking about buying homes. They kind of wait until, the summer. That's really our peak season, spring and summer. So with banks, limiting the foreclosures, and, the article said, that they think some sellers have decided, I can't sell in this market, I'll wait for another year. That probably plays some part in it, but I don't think that that's the biggest reason that we're seeing a decline, and I don't think so because for a couple years now, sellers have known it's a terrible time, and they knew they were going to take losses, and they still did it. And I think the people who would still sell are in that same boat. I really believe that, we're, getting to the end of a lot of the new homes that were, there was a huge, especially locally, tons and tons of new construction just everywhere. And we've gone through and we've sold many of those properties, tons of foreclosure. We've gone through and sold some of those properties. And so this is a good thing for sellers. I think that buyers, now that it's more supply and demand, and you can't be as picky because there's not as much out there, that puts sellers in the driver's seat again. So yay for sellers, a little sigh of relief. And if you want to read that article, again, it's on our Twitter account. And I never do webcast on Sundays, but because today's Sunday and I want to let you guys know that we have 2 open houses today on Double Springs Road in Townville. One is a waterfront property, one is across the street. So you can see water, not waterfront. But it's 1529 Double Springs and 1521 Double Springs. So if you'd like to come out, I will be out there. So come visit and check out the house. Other than that, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I will see you tomorrow.